Every year, thousands of Wisconsin children are victims of abuse, and in our community, there's no exception to the problem. News 8's Jenna Traum takes a closer look at the scope of child abuse in Crosse County.
Mark, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. It's a time to not only raise awareness of the impact of child abuse, but also to take a look at what we as a community can challenge ourselves to do to prevent it from happening. More than 1,700 pinwheels cover the lawn of the YMCA this month, each symbolizing a kid involved in a child abuse report in Crosse County last year.
But there's 3 times more that don't get called in. People don't want to, interfere. They don't want to, they're afraid to do that.
Family and Children's Center Family Systems Specialist Lori Furlano says that hesitation can have a big cost for the community. She says victims of child abuse often grow up with self-esteem issues, which can lead to high-risk behaviors.
So what do? You turn to things that make you feel good. Drugs, alcohol, maybe you get a high from stealing.
According to the most recent Wisconsin Child Abuse and Neglect Report, more than 4,800 children were abused in 2011. 32 Wisconsin children died from abuse that year. And 83% of the time, it's the parents who are supposed to be taking care of the children who are abusing them. Social worker Carolyn Devine says there are plenty of programs to help those parents get their lives back under control.
I don't think that most parents who abuse their children are bad people. I don't think that they're people who want to hurt their children. I think a lot of parents are under a lot of stress. I think there are situations where they were raised the same way, and we all know that we act the way we were taught to act.
Devine works with every child abuse patient who comes through Gunderson Lutheran, and she says people who think child abuse isn't a reality in their community should think again.
I think if some of those people actually saw some of these victims and saw the marks on their bodies and saw the bruises on their little arms and little babies who are physically abused, I think that they would change their mind about the importance of it.
Devine tells me a lot of the time it's the children being victimized who eventually report the abuse. One thing you can do is to empower kids with information about what they can do to help themselves. Start a conversation with your kids about what is not okay for an adult to do to them, and talk to them about who they can go to if they feel they've been treated inappropriately.
All right, thank you, Jenna. According to the National Children's Alliance, nearly half of child abuse victims will never receive services. If you suspect a child is being abused, call Crosse County Human Services at 784-4357.